over somewhere else. That was a fact of factory life you couldn't know from the outside. Getting into a factory was easy. The hard part was getting out. The only way to find a better job was to quit the one you had. Interviews took time away from work, and a new hire was expected to start right away. Leaving a job was also the best guarantee of getting a new one. The pressing need for a place to eat and sleep was incentive to find work fast. Girls often quit a factory in groups, finding courage in numbers and pledging to join a new factory together, although that usually turned out to be impossible. The easiest thing in the world was to lose touch with someone. For a long time, Lu Qingmin was alone. Her older sister worked at a factory in Shenzhen, a booming industrial city an hour away by bus. Her friends from home were scattered at factories up and down China's coast, but Min, as her friends called her, was not in touch with them. It was a matter of pride. Because she didn't like the place she was working, she didn't tell anyone where she was. She simply dropped out of sight. Her factory's name was Karin Electronics. The Hong Kong-owned company made alarm clocks, calculators, and electronic calendars that displayed the time of day in cities around the world. The factory had looked respectable when Min came for an interview in March 2003. Tile buildings, a cement yard, a metal accordion gate that folded shut. It wasn't until she was hired that she was allowed inside. Workers slept 12 to a room in bunks crowded near the toilets. The rooms were dirty and they smelled bad. The food in the canteen was bad too. A meal consisted of rice, one meat or vegetable dish, and soup. And the soup was watery. A day on the assembly line stretched from 8 in the morning until midnight. 13 hours on the job, plus 2 breaks for meals. And workers labored every day for weeks on end. Sometimes on a Saturday afternoon, they had no overtime, which was their only break. The workers made 400 yuan a month, the equivalent of $50, and close to double that with overtime. But the pay was often late. The factory employed 1,000 people, mostly women, either teenagers just out from home or married women already past 30. You could judge the quality of the workplace by who was missing. Young women in their 20s, the elite of the factory world. When Min imagined sitting on the assembly line every day for the next 10 years, she was filled with dread. She was 16 years old. From the moment she entered the factory, she wanted to leave, but she pledged to stick it out 6 months. It would be good to toughen herself up, and her options were limited for now. The legal working age was 18, though 16 and 17-year-olds could work certain jobs for shorter hours. Generally, only an employer that freely broke the labor law, the very blackest factories, Min called them, would hire someone as young as she was. Her first week on the job, Min turned 17. She took a half-day off and walked the streets alone, buying some sweets and eating them by herself. She had no idea what people did for fun. Before she had come to the city, she had only a vague notion of what a factory was. Dimly, she imagined it was a lively social gathering. "I thought it would be fun to work on the assembly line," she said later. "I thought it would be a lot of people working together, busy, talking and having fun. I thought it would be very free. But it was not that way at all. Talking on the job was forbidden and carried a 5 yuan fine. Bathroom breaks were limited to 10 minutes and required a sign-up list. Min worked in quality control, checking the electronic gadgets as they moved past on the assembly line to make sure buttons worked and plastic pieces joined and batteries hooked up as they should. She was not a model worker. She chattered constantly and sang with the other women on the line. Sitting still made her feel trapped, like a bird in a cage.